And now you take that and straighten it up on the anvil. Okay. We're just gonna lock it in like this. How about that? So I wanted to talk about this piece right here. There we go. This, let me flip it around. So this is a fireplace tool set that's made to look like it's also a branding iron right here. This is VIP because it's the initials of the customer that we made it for. So the way I wanted to go over this because a lot of people ask if we make all of this ourselves. So I kind of wanted to just explain how this is done. Everything is made from stock metal, which means it comes in flat or square or round pieces that are in 20-foot pieces, and they're all different sizes, right? It's not every, we don't make it all, we don't reduce it, you know. So it's all different sizes when we buy it, and it just depends on what we buy. But as far as all of this manipulation that we do to it, this comes from hammers, anvils, and forge fire. So the way we do all of this stuff is we obviously cut our pieces to length, but all of the stuff has to be hammered and hit like individually. This has to be heat up and twisted individually. This has to be made individually. This has to be an individual heat. You have to spend time on it. You have to split it and then make it touch. The shovel end is made out of just flat sheet metal, but it had to be designed so that it would wrap and fold in a way that didn't have to be welded. So as you can see, there aren't any welds on this. This piece is a little more simple. You throw it in the fire and you taper it down right here, and you get to this long point. So once that's done, you make this hook. You do the same thing. You taper it down to a point, but you hook it over. And then you throw it in there again and you get this twist. And I showed you a little bit how I did that. And this isn't much different. You heat this end up, and this is called an upset. You can kind of see why. You hammer it back this way, so it creates this kind of fat end, kind of a nice look. And then you go back and you hammer it into the little pyramid that you see here. The same thing happens with the twists. Throw it in the fire, twist it. This was split 4 ways. That comes down and it's welded to here. The circle had to be made individually. This V had to be made individually. This I is just a block of metal. And the P, this wasn't shaped, this was. So you can see the forge work that goes into the piece. It takes a while. A hole was drilled. This piece was already shaped on the anvil. You had to put this in the fire and heat it up, otherwise it looked like this. So you give this a little shape, poke it through, and then you have to take torches, which is separate from a forge. You take torches and you fire and you wrap it all the way around. So you have to follow it all the way around with the fire on the torch and move it really, really slowly until it finally comes out to this end. So you're left with this long piece that comes to about here, and then you shape this with the torch as well. But you also have tongs that you use to scroll and make this kind of roll back and and lay in a certain way.
Take a break from the love that's lost and dead. Baby, take your head down. You've been taken and had, and anything to get my mind off me and put my mind on you, and anything to keep from coming unglued. The dark prince made you the fool. Yes, sir.